Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I am good. How are you, Harsh?
I'm good. Thank you so
Uh,
much.
you can
Uh,
see me all right?
yes, I can. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, great, wonderful. So, how have you been, ma'am?
All good, very busy.
Right. Yes, I know it took a while for us to get you on board as well. Right,
Yes.
right. So, first of all, welcome, ma'am, to our spiritual Saturday. It is the platform where we are trying to create awareness about holistic living and how what we eat, what we think, what we say all affect us as individuals and to live a better life. So thank you for joining in with us on this spiritual Saturday. Uh, we would like to start the session with uh, first you saying about what really holistic lifestyle is, according to
Right.
you.
Yeah. So, sure. Uh, Holistic means whole. Basically, it's a
Hmm,
complete lifestyle.
hmm,
So, we live in a world, where the view of the world is given to us is a very linear. One
hmm,
plus one equal to two.
hmm.
So it will tell us that there's a virus, there's going to be a medicine, or there's going to be a vaccine, and then you're going to get cured. That's a
Mm,
very linear model.
mm,
But we human beings, or even any beings on this earth, we do
mm,
not live in a linear world like that. We live in
right.
a holistic world
Mm,
where everything that is around us also is a part of us.
right.
We human beings are not superior, we are
Mm,
only a part
mm,
of the entire universe. Now,
right.
this taken, we come on the same table as everything else on this creation. So,
Mm,
the air that we breathe, the water
mm,
that we drink, the food that we eat, or the
mm,
sunshine that we take, or the
mm,
earth that we walk on, or the
mm,
friends whose hands we hold on, or the animals, whom we observe, or even the flowers that we admire, are
mm.
all part of us. And
Part of
this is
us.
a holistic perception.
Right.
For
Beautiful.
example, if you have a disease or some
Mm,
condition, you have an infection,
mm,
and you take a medication and it
mm,
doesn't work, and next day maybe you go out in nature and spend some time and you get well. So which is
mm,
your remedy?
right.
It's from nature, it's the air that you breathe. So that is, the linear method doesn't allow this kind of holistic perception.
Right.
Holistic perception is about diet, lifestyle, your emotions, your thinking, your
Mm,
environment, your understanding of life, your spiritual alignment. All of it together makes up the holistic perception. If you go
right.
to a doctor of Western medicine, you
Mm,
may need one for your eye and one for your ear, and one
mm,
for your stomach and one for your heart, maybe one
right.
for your brain.
Brain.
But yeah, so then they all give different prescriptions, but they don't realize that this all these organs are in the same individual. It's one
Right.
human being who needs to be
Right.
seen by one doctor who links up all these and then finds something. So, for example, in a holistic perception, anger goes to liver, fear goes to kidney, and
Mm,
the grief goes to lungs, emotional
lungs.
shock goes to your stomach. So I will
Right.
pay attention if a patient has gone through too much of
Mm,
trouble in life, which organ, which emotion, and what is the
mm,
disease. This is a
right.
holistic perception where you include mind, emotions, and body in the same individual and his surrounding, his interpersonal relationship, and then you decide what is the best solution for that person's problem. Also, the problems do not come in a linear fashion, they also
Mm.
come like layers of onion. When you heal one layer, someone can't hear me? Okay. You can hear hers, right?
I can hear you properly.
All
Yeah.
right. So somebody
Yeah.
will have to check their own mic or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. 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 I can hear you
And
properly.
the speakers, right? So when you treat one layer of an individual,
Mm,
sometimes the second layer comes up, then you need to treat that, then the third one. So something cured today by some kind of, say, painkillers is going to be a problem for tomorrow, because
mm,
it's not really cured. You only suppress the pain. Your body was
Right.
crying for some help. You said, shut
Right.
up, I take a painkiller. Next day,
Right.
it's going to come up with double force. So it's not cure. We are looking for a
Right.
holistic perception
Mm.
where you always reach the cause of an illness. That's
Right.
so important. You have to
Right.
reach the cause, find the right remedy, and then overcome. So there's another
Mm.
way I say that every disease comes with a lesson for us to learn. And
Right.
until the lesson is not learned,
Mm.
the disease will not go away. It will re-emerge in different forms to keep telling us that you need to pay attention to the original disturbance. This is all about holistic lifestyle.
Right.
Holistic lifestyle is about correcting all these parts. It's not correcting one part.
Right. Beautiful. That was so well explained, Doctor, because I've heard some lot of people talk about what really holistic approach is and what holistic lifestyle is, but this is one of the most beautiful explanations I have heard myself. So thank you for sharing your perspective. Uh, okay, so let's dive in a little deep in this. What today's topic is focused more on gut health and immunity building, considering the today's situation scenario in the world. So, how can basically first, what is immunity, and what does it do in our body before we
So,
dive into how to build immunity?
so let me explain it in a very lay person's term. What is immunity?
Right,
So,
please.
we are living in a country, in a territory.
Hmm.
And if an enemy comes, what
Hmm.
do? We send our own army to fight, right?
Right,
We don't say,
right.
oh, Sri Lanka, can you please send us some, of your soldiers?
Hmm.
So, because we
Right,
need to fight. We don't do
right.
that, right? All of us
Hmm.
understand, oh, the enemy is big. We have to build up the equal strength to fight the
Hmm.
enemy. So
Hmm.
whenever you outsource, then you are going to have weaker immunity. If I outsource
Hmm.
my army from my neighboring country, or maybe American troops are going to pile up, I'm borrowing it from something outside. But the
Hmm.
best way is to become strong from inside, so
Right.
that you don't have to worry about A enemy or B enemy. It could be A to Z, any enemy. So you train your
Hmm.
body, you train through various pathogens,
Hmm.
and then you develop the immunity. You develop the immunity not by hiding inside the house, but by meeting the enemy, by
Hmm.
understanding the enemy, and transcending the enemy. Yeah, this is
Right.
the way. So immune system works more like a lock and key mechanism. I
Hmm.
also explain it like, if the right key is fitting the lock, then the trigger happens, then the reaction
Hmm.
starts. If the key is wrong, the lock will not open.
Open.
So,
Right.
for example, if the virus has come in, but if your body is not suitable,
Hmm.
nothing is going to happen to you. But if your
Hmm.
body is providing the suitable soil for the virus to come in, you are going to
Hmm.
get the disease. So we are
Right.
surrounded by trillions of viruses and bacteria all the time. They are all friendly, but once in a while, some of them go unfriendly, and we
Hmm.
interpret them as enemy. So I'll explain all that
Hmm.
a bit later, but immune system simply works by the key and lock mechanism, or we also call
Hmm.
it as seed and soil. And it also
Hmm.
better to always strengthen from inside, not from
Right.
outside. Never borrow.
Right.
But also not by hiding, by meeting the enemy.
Meeting. Right. Wonderful. Uh, so, what, like, how do you build this immunity? Like, how do you find that right key to that lock?
Right. So the essence of everything is building up the immunity, and you will
Okay.
only immune system works by memory.
Hmm.
Immune system has fortunately memory part of it, so
Okay.
it remembers the last time I saw you, I had used these antibodies, and so now
Hmm.
next time you come, I will reactivate my antibodies and I'll fight with you. So this is the
Hmm.
part of the immune system that has memory, that always
Okay.
remembers. Then,
Okay.
yeah. So what we have to do is to, luckily, fortunately, there is memory, so it remembers. But there's a new one who comes up. Again,
mm,
we meet, we understand, and we develop the antibodies. And
mm,
in our immune system, we have to pay attention to our diet, our lifestyle, our exercise routine, and how positive we are in our mind. If we are very strong, positive, clear, with our body also
mm,
is eating all healthy food, we are
mm,
likely to face the enemy in a much
mm.
better way
Better way.
than just, yeah, then just you think that there's a drug that's going to help me. It'll be
Right.
a very temporary. So even when I treat my patients with natural remedies, suppose
Mm,
someone has fever. Right
mm,
now also there are many fever cases going on. I tell
right.
them, why does your body have fever?
Mm,
There's a reason, there's a purpose. It's raising the temperature because it wants to get rid of some of the toxins. And you must
mm,
hold the fever. You must let the body do the work. Don't give
mm,
any antipyretics to suppress the fever. When you do that, you actually further your immune system. Your immune system has geared up, has raised the temperature, is doing some work, and when the healing happens naturally, now your body is going to remember, this is how I handle this fellow. I
mm.
know if he comes next time, I know what to do
I'm
with
going
it.
to do.
But if you took a medicine to suppress fever, if you took some
Mm,
antibiotics, you didn't do anything, right? Your body didn't do anything.
mm,
It's not going to
mm,
have better immunity at all. Next time, the same enemy will come. And nowadays, because of too much exposure to various antibiotics, the bugs have become resistant. They are now
right.
super bugs. And when
Right.
they come, your immune system is going to be super confused, not knowing
Right.
how to handle. So
Mm,
that's just not the right way. The right way is to meet and
mm,
transcend.
mm. Right. Wonderful. So, what are, because we are a food company, health and nutrition company, so more focused on the food segment, how can one build this immunity? I understand that there's, like you said, the exercise involved, there's sleep involved, there's everything involved, what positive thinking. But when it comes to food, how does one build immunity through food? What foods can they eat?
So the most basic, very, very important, that what's on your plate is
Hmm.
going to make your body.
Hmm.
Food is just not food, it also makes your mind and emotions. Because they say in Hindi, Jaisa Anna Vaisa Man. And in
Hmm.
Gujarati, we say Jevu Anna Evu Man. So your
Hmm.
food not only makes your body, it also makes your mind and emotions.
Right.
It's the
Fantastic.
so what's on your plate is going to
Hmm.
make you, also make you think exactly the same
Hmm.
way. So let's see, uh, if you want to build a house, you will go and buy the best of the brick. You will
Hmm.
find out which cement company has the best of the cement,
Right.
best of the iron, steel, whatever
Hmm.
you need. Why do
Hmm.
you spend extra time? Because this
Hmm.
is going to construct your home, and you
Okay.
want your home to be very strong. The
Right.
same way we have to do for our body. It's going
Hmm.
to be the building blocks of our body, and also
Hmm.
our mind and emotions will be as per what we have eaten.
Hmm.
So now you want to go out and look for your food.
Hmm.
Before you look for your food, I also have another question. That
Hmm.
is, what is the food of your food?
What is the
So
food
for
of your food?
right. So
Wow.
if you have a farm that is loaded with chemicals and fertilizers, pesticides,
Hmm.
right? And now your food is
Right.
growing there, your food
Hmm.
has eaten all that. It will
Right.
be in your food, and you are going to eat it. And then you
Hmm.
go to an organic farm, which is full of biodiversity, trillions
Hmm.
of healthy bacteria, dishing out all these wonderful phytonutrients into the food, and then you eat it, and then see what happens to you.
Right.
You also, the
Magic.
food is made up of five elements. Also, our body is made up of five
So
elements.
five
What are
elements.
the five
Right.
elements? It is the air,
Yeah.
the ether, water, earth, and fire. These are the five
Right.
elements.
Right.
Also, your food is made up of the same five elements. We are not
Right.
separate, it's the same fundamental science.
Hmm.
So, what you take from nature is going to
Hmm.
serve those same elements to your body.
Right.
So, when the food has eaten the sunshine, the
mm,
clean air, the clean
mm,
water, and
mm,
this rich soil full of nutrients with biodiversity, what is the kind of food that's going to come out of it with full of living energy is the
mm.
one which is living with energy is going to make you alive.
Right.
But if you take now
Fantastic.
food, for example, dead animal, let's take
Mm.
chicken for example,
Yeah.
chicken leg. Chicken leg, the moment the life leaves a living body,
Mm.
degradation starts. The cadaveric bacteria starts into action to start
Right.
destroying it. That's
Right.
rule of nature. Because
Right.
once the life force goes away, it starts
Mm.
decaying. It's a natural
Mm.
process. When you
Right.
eat a
Totally.
dead animal, you are going to handle all those bacteria. There isn't any life, there is any fiber, and your body, which is a living being, will have to work
Mm.
a lot more to handle that dead animal, process, spend a lot more energy to get something so little.
Mm.
Maybe you think you're going to get some ready-made proteins. No, your body will break those protein into amino acids and have
Mm.
to reconstruct another new protein as per your need. So you are spending two times the energy. Plus, it's not
Right.
a living food. Every food also has some of the emotions, the stress
Emotions. Right.
that get into the various cells.
Mm.
You eat it, your body is
Mm.
going to interpret it as death, high
Mm.
adrenaline, fight, flight, fear, death. And in your mind and in your emotions, now you are getting this as a gift: depression, shock, anxiety, stress. Life is comfortable, you got lots of money, everything is good, but where is this coming from? It's coming
Mm.
right from the food, and
Food.
again, the food that food has eaten. It is a
Mm.
chain. So, therefore,
Right.
we have to look at the food very closely as
Mm.
nurturing, full of living
Mm.
energy, and
Mm.
the food that is in harmony with the whole of environment.
Wonderful.
That
Right.
only will be assimilated beautifully in our body and will build up our immune system.
Right.
So the living foods, the foods which are plant based, the
Mm.
foods which are organically grown, the foods which are more regional, which are
Mm.
in the region, because those plants have undergone the same seasons as me, the
Right.
same summer, winter, monsoon, just as me. So that
Mm.
has a lot more information that is in harmony with my body.
Right.
And the seasonal. Now the
Mm.
mango season is just getting over, right? It's
Right.
just getting over. And
Right.
so in the season, the foods that are available are exactly the ones that our body needs
But
it.
needs
It's
to
that
eat.
simple.
Right.
So
Very
it's
true.
easy to digest.
Mm.
It's the mango quota for the whole year is done away now.
Mm.
I'm eating my last bit of 4 or 5 mangoes left, kesar from Gujarat, and then it's done.
Right.
So seasonal, regional, fresh, organic, plant based, and full of
Mm.
living energy, freshly
Mm.
prepared with love and
Mm.
the sufficient quantity. Do not eat more, do not eat
Mm.
less. If you
Mm.
eat more, it's going to go waste because your body
Mm.
can only take so much.
Right.
If you take less, you will be hungry. So
Hungry.
just take
Right.
as much as is required to sustain the body,
Mm.
get the positive emotions, and keep our immunity in alignment.
Right. Wonderful. That is so beautifully explained. And a couple of points that you shared over that. What is the food of your food? I had goosebumps. This is beautiful. And the point that you mentioned about consciousness, and emotions, that your food has emotions, what is on your plate makes you. We discussed a bit of that on our last Saturday live with Dr. Vidya, when we spoke about Ayurveda as well. So she said that when you eat food, you're not only eating that food, you're eating the consciousness of the person who's cooked that food, and also the person who's grew that food, like the farmer. So everything goes into your body. So the same thing is beautifully explained. I really uh, learned a lot in that session.